So what we have to next create is this one. So this is basically a form. This is a user login form where it contains a username where you want to enter some username, where it contains a password where you want to enter the password, and also a login button, and also a sign up anchor tag. This is a H6 or something. So we need to create a form where something that you enter, when you press on the login button, this form gets submitted to the server side. Right now we are not looking onto any server side backend processes, or we are just looking onto the designing of the website. So we'll be just creating the form inside this particular website, so the form content also be covered. So we'll be just creating this form. Other forms also can be created, like contact us form like this one. You can create a contact us form, just like a name, email, and a message and a submit button, or you can directly create a user login. If once you're familiar with a single form, you can go explore it and you can create different types of forms that is available. So now let's move on to the form part. Okay. So what we have to right now create is a form. Okay. So for that we are going to create a form. Okay, so we'll be just commenting it and telling that it is a form, that is a login form, not only just a form but is a login form. And so we are going to create a login form. In order to create a form, you have to there is a tag inside HTML5 which is called as form tag. Okay, inside the form tag only you have to create a particular form contents. So inside the form, there is a attribute called action. Action means while you are clicking on the submit buttons of the form, this form to submit this page should submit redirect to which page. Just like an anchor tag, clicking on the anchor tag will send this particular, redirect the page to a different page, like a href. So here action, let's just give it as hash, because we would right now we don't want to move to any other pages. We just want to stay there. So in form, first of all we need is let's check. First of all we need is a like a h2 tag of user login. So let's create a h2 tag. Okay, h2 tag of its name is user login. Okay, user login. And then what we need next is a username, and this username is not actually a p tag, but hence it is called as a label. Okay, so after the h2, let's give a break tag. Okay, br tag. Then after that we can provide inside a div tag. Okay, we can create there is a tag called label where we can give the label name. Usually inside a form only we'll be providing the label. Okay, so for is not required, so just give a label, and the label name is username. So this is what that you see in each and every form that you are submitting. Even when you're opening up a Facebook, you will be seeing a login page where you will be having a provision for entering your username and password and just clicking on the login button. So basically all forms or all login pages that you see in each and every website like Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, each and every website that contains a login page is usually created using the HTML tag called form, and also with the help of a label. That is, label is something that you can show, that is meaning that what it is representing, this white box. Okay. Now let's study about the white box. What that white box is called as input. Okay, there is another tag called input tag in HTML where its text type is text. Okay, whatever we are entering is a text type, and also our input will be this particular thing where you can input some value. So that is why the tag only portion where we can input some value is called as an input tag. That is why those tags are called input tag. So, but you can see a slide light colors enter your username. But when we are typing something, it is actually disappearing. So that portion is called as placeholder. Okay. If you're going to give a placeholder like username, it will actually appear like like this. See, so we have created a h2 tag, we have created a label, we have created a input tag. Okay, in the input tag I have given the placeholder like username, so it is coming at username. So if you are typing something, since it's a text, a type of text, it is usually accepting all the text. Okay. Now that's not only the div that we have to give, we have to also provide a password. So I'm just copying it and I'm going to paste it. Now, instead of username, I'm going to give this password. Okay. Instead of placeholder, you have to give us like password, or you can give like enter your password, whatever thing that you want to give, that you can give it. See, there is a username label, this is an input tag, this is a password label, this is an input tag. But here what it shows is after username there is a break line and then comes our input tag. So let's give a break line here. Fine. Then after the password also there is a break line. So we are giving a break line. And see, there is a username. Okay, everything is almost set. Then while we are entering the password, you can see that it is like dotted. That means the password should not be visible to anyone. So that is why it is coming as dotted. But right now, if I am going to give this password, it is coming as whatever we are entering in the password field is being shown to the user. That is because our input type is text. Username, it's okay, it is to be text, is okay, because that's a worldwide followed, but password should be very secret and it is very sensitive data, so we must protect our password. So there is a type called password. Okay, so if you're going to give the input type as password, whatever we are entering, it will not be showed in the text. Okay, it will be showing only like a special character, that is in a dot. Okay, so that is we are not end with the HTML. Next one is our login. This is a button, that means we are clicking on this button. Okay, if I want to click on this button, then I'm going to give this in another div tag. So I'm going to click as there are two options to give a button. You can either call like there is an option called button, or you can even give another option like input. Okay, the input, and there is a, instead of text and password, we have to give it like submit. Submit means we are going to give it as a submitting that particular form to the server. So usually we will give it as submit. If you are going to give type equal to submit, then it's going to be as going to come as a button. And we can give the value. The value of the button can be like submit, or I think it's login. I hope, yeah, login. So instead of submit, I have to give login. Okay, let's see what is coming up. See, there is a login button. See, it is a button, it's not an anchor tag, or it's not an input field where we can enter. That is only because it's type is submit, we can't enter anything into that particular input. Or else you can directly give like button. There is an option called there is a tag called button, where you can directly give like submit. Okay, not submit, sorry, that is login. There you go. See, so there are two options in order to give a button. Okay, now then next comes our this is a h5 tag and this is a anchor tag. So we can give a h5 tag and an anchor tag in a single div. So okay, so div actually matters a lot when we are moving on to the styling portion. So I'm going to give these two contents inside a single div. So I'm going to create a h5, and that should be need an account. Then I'm going to create an anchor tag, that means refers sign up. Okay, right now I don't want to go anywhere, so I'm going to give it as href and sign up. Okay, fine. Let's see what it happens. See, it's almost the HTML contents are almost set up. But after the password we need a break line, because after there is a break line in between. So what I have to give is a break line after the password. So after the div I can give a break line. Fine. Okay, fine. Okay, there is a space in between. Then after the login button also, I think there is a space. Yeah, there is a space. So I can give a break line after a login button also. Okay, fine, save. So sorry, this is the other one. So this is basically comes in the form. Now what I have to do next is I want to move this entire form to the right. That is the first thing that I have to do. Then I have to give a background color, I need to give a border color, and I have to align this as basically giving a padding, proper padding and margin. Okay, now let's move on to the styling part. So now let's move on to the styling part. So our HTML part is almost finished regarding the form. So this is the end of the form, I must mention it. That is form. Okay, that is a login form. Okay, fine, that is almost done. And this is our login form contents of the we can give the spaces and everything so that it not be come here. Okay, fine. Right now we will be moving on to the CSS part. So before that, one thing I forgot is in order to give the class name and everything. So first of all, I'm going to give the whole form a class, that is a login class, and then I'm going to give this username and password as the same class name. That is, I'm going to give the class like what is to be given as what should be given as login contents. The same class name I'm going to give in the password also. That is a class like login contents. Okay, then I want to give this a button. Actually it need not be given inside a tag because it's a single content. So it's okay if I can give it in a div, or you can give this div an ID that is called the button, that is called the submit or the login button. Okay, I'm going to give it as a login button ID. This can also be given as a class which likes login miscellaneous. Okay, so these are the class and ID that I have already given. That is, I'm giving the form a common class, giving this to the same class name because I want to style these contents in the same format. And also this login button I'm going to give a different ID. This I'm going to give a different class. So that's pretty much about the HTML. Moving on to the style.css. Let's call upon so this is going to be the form. Okay, so just for my information, I'm doing like this. Inside the form, what I have to do is, first of all, let's see. First of all, I have to move this whole content to the right side. So in order to move the contents, what you have to basically do is what we have already told about is float. So first of all, I have to call this, that is our entire form, we have to move it. So I'll be just calling this class, that is, when you're calling a class, we'll be calling using dot and a login content, and we are going to give it as a float. The first property is a float, and I'm going to float to the right. Okay, let's see whether it has moved to the right. Yes, it has been successfully moved to the right side of the website. Now I need to give a border, background color and everything. First let me give a border. Okay, so I'm going to give a border like a 2 pixel solid, and I'm going to give as red because in the website it's been given as red, I hope. Okay, let's see. See, it is having a border of red color. Okay, now what I have to do is I need to next I need to make the contents, all the contents, or I want to give the background color. So I would like to give the background color like it's like sort of beige. Okay, I'm going to give the background color. Yeah, I got the background color. Now I would like to maximize the height of the form. So now I would like to give the height of the form, that is of 15 em. Let's see of whether 15 em works or not. Yeah, 15 em pretty much works. Yeah, that's it working. Okay, now what I have to give next is the proper padding and the proper margin. For that, I would like to give the margin top. So margin top, I would like to give like 5%. I want to give it in percentage because I need a fast transition. So let's see whether it's working or not. Okay, that is margin is a 5%. Then since this is not coming because our form has been, even though am setting the margin to 5%, it the current margin of this particular form is based on this content, that is based on this aside portion. So since that form is just about the aside, so aside is just above the form, our form margin will be based on the above contents. That means about based on the top contents. So its margin is not from here or here. Its margin is from here. So basically, the 5% will be constituted from here. So if we want to make this form move upwards and be on in line with this particular content, what we have to do is, there is a shortcut. Like actually we have to do is in the other way around. First of all, we have to create the form and then we have to create the aside. So just a simple step, what we have to do in order to make the form move upward is just cut this aside and just paste this aside just after the form content. Okay, so now if you are going to look into it, you can see that our form is in line with this particular content. Okay, so that's just a shortcut that I would suggest, because the later cases, what it happened is just after that we are creating the form. So form that is usually generated was from here. So it's basically margin will be from the last content that we have typed, that is from the one-stop shop for students unemployed. This is the last content. So from here only the form's margin will be set. So even if we try to set the margin top to 5%, the 5% will be constituted from this portion. So what we have to do is, whenever we want to make this form in line with this particular thing, we have to place the form contents first, then only after this particular aside contents, so that we don't find any difficulty. So that is a slight change that I have made in the HTML. First will be our login form, then will be our aside. So no other changes that I have made in the HTML. Then moving on to the style.css, our margin top is being set to 5%. Sorry, this one. So now the user login, that is a form, there will be margin will be started from here, not from this body enter tag. This will be from the header tag, because just after the header tag we have written the form, that you can see this. So our form will be starting with the margin just after the last content of the header tag. Okay, so that is this is the 5% that we have written. That's a margin top, and not these large amount of, this is not the 5%. This is the 5% just after the header to this form. And now we need to set the margin. We need to move this form little bit of left side. So we need to set the margin right. Okay, so we will set the margin right. Okay, we will write the margin right to 2%. We need a slight change. So this is margin right, we have set it. Now we need to expand the space between the border and the content, that will be constituting the padding. You know what is the padding and a difference between padding and a margin. So I'm going to give the padding like around 30 pixel. Let's see. 30 pixel. Yeah, it's pretty much a standard form. So 30 pixel, like if I'm going to give padding 30 pixel, it is a padding top, padding right, padding left, and padding bottom. So that's about the 30 pixel padding. So that is pretty much our form basic style has been done. our contents and everything has been done. Our basic styling has been done. Now we need to style each and every content, that is where need to set the user login, how to I'll show you the login button. See, the login button is in blue color with in line with the exact size of the input tags of the password and the username. Also the user login content is being centralized. So those all styling needs to be done additionally. Okay. So now let's set the each contents of the form. That's first let's set the login, that is the h3 I hope, which is a heading tag that we have given in the form. That is the h2, sorry. So let's call upon the h2 tag, and what we have to do is we need to centralize this user login. So for that we have to give like text align. There is a property called text align in CSS. So I would like to take the text align and make it as center. Okay, so what will be is what we have to look into it. So it have the text align is being centered. So that is pretty much all about the h2 tag. Now what we have to do is between the username and the password we need to give a break line. Again one more break line I hope. Between the username and password we are going to provide a break line. Okay, let's see what is happening. Okay, that is pretty much a good break line. And what we have to do is we need to increase the height of the input tags. So next we will focusing on the input tags. So see, we can simply call like dot login input. So we can just set the height as 1.5 em is enough, I hope. Okay, let's see. This is not the thing. Yeah, just 1.5 em is perfectly fine. So that, like we set the heading tag, we have set the label, we have set the input tags and everything we have done. Now we'll be focusing on the login button. So while we are after setting the login button, I think it's almost done. So let's start with the login button. So we can simply call the button if you have given any class or something. Yeah, we have given an ID, that is login button. So we can simply call like a hash login button. Okay, then we can set the, what we have to set is a width. Okay, because we need to align this width to the same of the input tag of the password and the username. So this is a small width, so we need to increase the width to from here to here. So let's try it out whether we can set the width. So there is another property called width where we can set, like, let me set to 100%. Let me see whether it's been aligned. No. Okay, so I think just simply hash login button is not been working. So we need to call the class login and then the hash login button. So we just call class login, that login dot login and then the hash login button. So let's see whether it's happening or not. I think it's not working. So let me find out what is the error. Okay, I find it out. What was the error is we have given this ID for the div only, but actually what we want to change is the buttons width and height. So if we want to change directly to the button, we need to give the ID for the button and not for the div. So it is better we can just cut the ID for the just give the ID for the button directly, because it's not the we want to increase the width of the div. If you are going to call the ID of the div, it will be directly contributing to the div and not to the button. So if you want to give any special styling in order only for the special buttons and all, we will to give a special ID for the button. So we are giving the ID equal to login button for the button only. So now let's see whether it's working or not. Yeah, perfectly fine. See, right now the width of the login button is being exactly same as the password. Now I think we need to increase the height of the login button. For that, let's go for the height like 1.5 em or like a little better, because here the input tag is having a 1.5 em, so I think it's a little more heighter than the other input tags. So this is the login button. Very good. Now we need to give the color for the login button. So color, basically let it be white, and background color we can give like a Dodger blue. Yeah, fine. Let's see. Yeah, it's almost. I think a border also need to be given, because a border here is going to be a somewhat of gray, but here it's like a simply as a Dodger blue. So let's go for a border. Okay. So border, I would like to give a 1 pixel, solid, Dodger blue itself. So there doesn't have any difference. Let's see. See, this is perfectly fine. So we have almost created our form with a heading tag, with two labels, username and password, along with their input tags, and also we have set their placeholders. Then we have set up a button which is called the login button, and we find out the error that what we have when we are styling the button, because we have directly initially we have given directly the ID inside the div, but if you are calling that particular ID and we are trying to modify the height and width of the particular button, it's not possible. So in such cases we have to give the ID directly to the button. So hence we set up the width, height, color, background color, border of the button, and then finally the H5 and anchor tag that just need to be there only. If you don't want any underline for this, if you then we can provide a text decoration none. Since this is already having an underline, let it be like that. Okay, so that's all about the form. So our almost our 50% part has been done, and the final thing that we have to set is this for contents and a footer. So that's all what we have to do. Let's explore more.